Hello, welcome to 3+1 Essentials in 10 minutes or less. I am Jean Alfieri. I'm a self-published author of dog stories. Zuggy the Rescue Pug is my main character, and I am offering this to you in 10 minutes or less because who has more than 10 minutes, and I appreciate you spending this time with me. So these are self-publishing tips specifically for dog stories. Dog stories do differ a little. I'm sure anyone could take something away from this. But they're also a tribute. They're a tribute of the authors who have influenced and impacted me. And today I am talking about the great Rosemary Wells. She wrote my first and all-time favorite children's story. It's also a short story poem, as is Zuggy the Rescue Pug stories. Noisy Nora, that was my favorite. And so shout out to Rosemary Wells today. I had the great opportunity of sending her an email and thanking her for being such a wonderful influence. And she emailed me back. And I gotta tell you, I sat at my computer and stared at her name for 10 minutes before I even opened it. I was so impressed that she would find the time to reply to me. And when I opened it, we started an exchange, and the thread of that email was just so valuable. She thanked me for emailing her, and then I thanked her for thanking me, and it just went on. And so the things that I took away from Rosemary that I want to share with you, these were very valuable to me. The first is know your audience. It may sound obvious, but not always. Is your audience children? I have picture books starring Zuggy the Rescue Pug, but I don't know that they're necessarily for children. In fact, he's got a wider fan base among pug fanatics than kids. And that's saying something, because pug fans are very great champions for their breed. And so if you're writing a dog book, consider what it is. Is it a children's story? Is it not a children's story? Is it a breed specific, or do you have a number of different dog breeds in your story? Think about your audience, and that's important not only so that you are writing a better story for your audience. Do they prefer short? Do they prefer long? What does the style have to be? But it's also going to help you on the back end when you're doing marketing and promoting. You want to get it in front of the people who it's intended for, and if you don't know who your audience is, then you're not going to know who to sell it to. So that was tip number one. Number two, she said, be authentic. And I may quote her here. She said, tell the story that only you could tell. And I thought that was beautiful. Don't mimic others. Don't mirror other stories that you maybe liked as a kid, because that isn't where we're at anymore, right? That isn't necessarily what kids today want. There is something very nostalgic about writing something, and I gotta say, I've been guilty of that. I've written for my peers when they want to read stories to their grandchildren, or they want to read stories if someone's wanting to read to an older generation. If you're going to assisted living homes and reading, what is it that really appeals? And so be sure that you're clear on again, that you're telling your own story and you're being authentic. Lastly, but there is a plus one, so point number three that Rosemary shared with me is let your illustrations tell the story. And that is truly specifically for children's books or dog stories that are going to highlight. And to me, I couldn't write a Zuggy short story poem without illustrations, because they are just so instrumental in making people laugh and in bringing out the funny parts of what happens with Zuggy and all the adventures and crazy things that he does, and the friends that he hangs out with. And so I already knew that, but she really drove it home. You have to leave room for your illustrator. Rosemary Wells, of course, is her own illustrator, and her artwork is, even a great collection of her artwork is beyond what she's written as an author. I'm not that gifted. I don't have that talent. And so I work with an illustrator, and certainly as much as I express ideas to this person, I also want them to take it and go, what would you do with it? Because most of the time that's so much greater than I could have come up with. And so I let the story, I let my illustrator just take the story and do what they want with it. And, we have a conversation about it. And is it what I envisioned it to be? And like I said, more often, she nails it, and it's even better than I would have thought. So, or anything I could have contributed to it. Your plus one for today from the great Rosemary Wells: be encouraged. Don't get discouraged. And it isn't hard in this industry. When you're writing and you're pitching and you're querying and you want someone to accept your work and to like your work, to be discouraged when you don't hear or it isn't quite what you want, or you go to a critique group and they massacre it and they tell you all the things that's wrong. Remember, that's why you're there, right? Because you want to make a better piece of work. But yeah, it's difficult sometimes, and I have to admit, I am discouraged. And so hearing her offer that to me when she has had so much success in her career, really felt inspirational. So be encouraged. So that was, I also have an inspiration for you before you go, so don't go away, but I wanted to outline for you. Here's our 3+1 essentials. And actually, I apologize because those are, hold on just a second. Those are for another video. Well, the be credible part is, but no, this is what you've got. You want to know your audience, be authentic, and utilize illustrations. Don't get discouraged. See, how's that? And I'm not even going to redo that because mistakes are a part of life and that's how it goes. So hopefully you'll appreciate that, because I know you don't have 10 minutes and I don't have 10 minutes either. So that's where we're at. I wanted to offer you an inspiration today before we go, before we part. And that is, again, by Ralph Martson. Ralph Martson's my go-to guy on inspirations. It's titled Enjoy Now. You live in the present, not in the future. So when your enjoyment of life is based only on getting more, it is always waiting for you in the future, and you'll never experience it. It doesn't have to be that way. You don't have to base your enjoyment on getting more. There is plenty in life right here and right now for you to enjoy. In this moment is everything you need to fully and completely enjoy the wonder and beauty of being alive. It is great when you aspire and work toward bigger and better things in your life, for that adds positive value to the whole world. And yet, there is never any need to put off your happiness, enjoyment, and fulfillment until later, until some specific condition is met. Now is the moment you're in, and now is your moment to enjoy. So stop perpetuating the description in your own mind that you don't have enough, for in this very moment you have plenty. Choose to enjoy life fully right now, for that is the surest way to make it great. All right, then go out there and have a great day. Hope this was an encouragement. And I do coaching as well. I do self-publishing coaching. So if you've got a dog story that's ready to go, check me out on jeanelfeary.com, www.jeanelfeary.com. Thanks so much. Have a great day.